Good evening, good people. We live? Are we actually live? Good evening, good people, and welcome to another community presentation from the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, Winter Tournament 2024, Winter Robot Wars Chaos Wing X. This is Saracen. I am joined in the booth tonight by Ozloto. How you doing, man?
Oh, Saracen, I am looking forward to this match. This is going to be a good one. I can feel the hype. Spellzapp versus Rubes. Oh, you gotta love looking forward to this. And if you look at the screen, you can see one reason why. We have a forced thief black mage party. They both agreed that they were going to have one random mage and either a fighter or a thief and two nuns.
Yeah, and today our thieves have plus 10 MDef, plus 25 agility. Our black mage plus 15 agility and plus 2 level 1 MP. Pretty, mild bonuses, but they're kind of nice. A little bit of extra dodge. The thief's going to really shine with that high agility up front.
Absolutely.
From our ability to pull the blurses with a special tool, we see, though, the fighter had telemagic. The black belt had Hurt Dragon, which that gets a T-Rex grind off the ground pretty easy. The white mage had plus 10 Vit and Invis 2, which is nice. The red mage had plus Fast and some resistances. There were good bonuses all around. Oh, I guess the black belt also had plus 10% hit. Can't forget that. That's kind of important. But our racers will be off in just a few seconds here, as we are past the gate start.
The one time when you see a black belt that rolls an upper hit percentage and Hurt Dragon, you don't get it. But we're off!
We're off. And what do we see besides the blockading old lady? Fire, Temper, Slow 2, Stop. Fire and Temper, good spells. Slow 2, meh? I mean, it's kind of funny if it lands. And we don't care about white magic because we can't learn any.
Never. And I wouldn't sleep on Slow 2. The fact that it's non-elemental, it can be very helpful because it will hit sometimes. It's hilarious to watch.
Indeed, DM Stewart, we do have some shenanigans. On top of the party of our forced non-black belt melee and one forced mage, we do have a required Warmac in Sky. It's not the Gentle Runner's Agreement variety, but it is still required in Sky if they go that route. We're seeing a TNT out of our first box.
And watching that Fire 1 do work at 200 damage, you gotta love the improved Tier 1 spell charges. Makes them hit as if it's only a single target, but it does hit like a Fire 3 would. Spellzapp's gonna head up north, see what he can find. Rube's also on his way there.
It looked like Spellzapp just ducked out real quick to save. That's a defense sword and a shard. We're keeping both of those.
Ooh, that's a real good early find right there.
The zombies have fire. They have learned our tricks.
The zombies say, we can do that too. We're not the only one that has a pitchfork and torch. Well, Rubes is pulling up to our old friend Garland. We're gonna light him on fire. Try it again. Goodbye, Garland.
The plus 2 level 1 MP, very helpful when you have a situation like this where you don't really get a sweeper, but you might have to single target a few things that are unrunnable.
Well, that's very true, but both the King and Sarah giving us some good stuff. The bridge and the canal.
That is very helpful. That gives us a walking path over to Provoca, and we can check Matoya's chests as well.
Matoya's chests seem to be a very great spot to check in this flag set.
It is funny when the seed forces the runners to go over to Dwarf and check those two chests right off the bat. I love it every time.
It is hilarious to see because occasionally it will get you absolutely nothing, and yeah, it turns out that the King does have something, or maybe it's in Topher that you didn't check. For the Blursings, we can certainly go over again. The Black Mage gets plus 15 agility and plus 2 level 1 MP, while our Thief has a plus 10 MDef and plus 25 agility. And we see a Rod out of Matoya.
We also saw an Ice Armor +4. We're going to probably keep that in the back pocket for post-promotion, because that is very good armor for the ninja.
Absolutely, it is. Question chat. This is the losers bracket? No, this is round 4 of the upper brackets.
Sorry, Pickles.
Sorry. Just to point out to those who are just joining us for our first run in the winter tournament, this isn't all loose flag set, so all key items are loose. It's a shard hunt. 28 shards are required to get into Temple of Fiends Revisited. And unlike most FFR seeds, your XP bonus is not determined by key items, it is determined by shards. And Rubes has found fast at level 2. He's going to love to see that.
Lit and Lock also here. Lock, surprisingly important sometimes in this flag set. It kind of stinks having it at the same level as Fast, so we'll probably want to know where Lock 2 is. But the real story here is we still don't have a sweeper.
We do not, and the pirates are going to be a pain. This is vanilla-style pirates, where you had to pick away at them one by one by one. But that
Still
dodgy...
entertaining.
It is, that dodgy thief is just going to be like, no, 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 no. Spellzapp meanwhile says, you know, I don't need to deal with this right now. I'm just gonna go beat up some pirates. And here we go.
So looking at bracket implications here, this match being the upper bracket, top half of the bracket, round 4, they will be going up against whoever wins. Will be going up against the winner of Solario Rex versus the winner of the other match that's happening right now, which is Fryteeth versus Herbie B. So this is going to be a very interesting bracket going forward. We've got Edgeworth versus Caleb to decide on the other half of the upper bracket, and that will go up against Chanigan to then move on to the winner's semi.
And we see a vanilla ship is what Bicky was holding on to. So we now have the world is now our oyster with all the northern docks on. And the dock in Bahamut, you can pretty much go wherever you want. With the exception of Lefane and Gaia.
Flip side of the bracket, whoever takes the loss in this match will be going up against the winner of Ale versus Woobear. It's a tall order.
There are no easy matchups at this point in the winter tournament. To be fair, there hasn't been a lot of easy ones at the start either. Ooh, there's our sweeper. It's also too expensive.
I also saw Warp in there.
I saw that as well. If we're going to take an ice dive, that's a good spot for it. Rubes is like he's going to start fishing for some extra cash.
This feels awkward. Wow, that thief just punched for 75.
Although he has a dagger.
Oh, okay.
He's got a silver dagger that he picked up somewhere.
Okay. Oh, there was a silver dagger in Matoya's. Right.
Hey, yeah, that's it. So we're gonna take our time and a couple of grind fights here, get some cash, go back in, pick up Ice 3, and probably be a lot happier. No, going for Lit 2. I like that idea. Saves you the money so you can come back and get Warp later at a good price.
It's kind of an interesting choice, and I think it goes back to sort of the heuristic that I learned from Jat long ago, which is if it's undead, you use fire. If it's blue, you use lightning. And if you don't know, you don't use ice.
That is true. Spellzapp, checking dwarfs, finding his crown. And okay, well, his cash problems are solved. And thank you, Spellzapp, for sparing our good friend, the Hooray Dwarf. You're doing good work, man. Doing good work.
I am on the other side of that. Ooh, ribbon from our good friend Eric. Got him there. That's going to be very helpful for potential dives. I'm getting a slab out of the marsh attic on Rube's side.
I know, Saracen, we do not agree on the Hooray Dwarf, but we both have the same principle on bubbles, so we're okay with that.
It is true.
Well, there goes Lit 2. Dude, finally got a sweeper, finally got some work going in. But one remains.
You know, it's just how it's going to be. It's the
Yeah.
FFR special minus the run-in. And, you know,
Absolutely.
that's just how it is.
Spellzapp's going to take a look at some weaponry.
Saber plus 5 is a real weapon right there.
That's an improvement off of a silver dagger. And because he went to dwarves, he has the cash. He can get anything he wants. Ice 3, he'll get warp.
And also going to go check the level 4 magic, which could be very nice.
Could be. We haven't seen it yet because Rubes did not have the cash for it at the time. But he's heading down into the marsh basement. Ooh, fire 3, and he can't afford it, but save the money.
You know, part of me looks at that, and I saw blind, and knowing how the power words are, the 600 HP threshold on power words, and the improved dark flag together, it makes it legitimately good.
That is true. The power word at 600 does make them very good weapons. Shout out to Wildham, our tracker, who also saw the same thing I did. There were 2 houses for sale. That means no shop item today.
There's our adamant on Rube's side on the far left chest of Marsh.
So far he's picked out a slab and his adamant. Not bad for Marshall. And a crystal.
Okay. And the money that he needed for spells.
Absolutely. And in this seed, you're going to look to promote probably as soon as you possibly can find that tail for the early spell charges on that ninja.
There is a bottle, which is useful potentially in the future, supposing we get both the canoe and the floater. It's a hard thing to sell me on. And there's wow, this was a stacked marsh.
This does not bode well for a stacked earth, that's for sure. Spellzapp, meanwhile, looks like he's heading towards Astos to turn in that crown. Rube's gonna make his way out, probably head back to Elfin, pick up his magic he's missing. He's got the money now, so go nuts. What do you got, Astos? Ooh,
looks like a ruse stick, which I am not sold on getting the ruse stick, at least not as a priority. We have a defense sword already.
We do, and the thief also has a ton of agility built in, with the 100 agility being set by the flag, plus the extra agility from his bonus. That puts him at 125 agility to start. It's gonna be very hard to hit to begin with.
Yeah, even one stack of ruse is more or less enough for most fights. But I think more the point, like if we're going to thief ribbon and then have the ruse or the defense sword, the ruse stick is just going to go to the black mage, right?
It is, yes.
And I don't think it's as big a priority. I probably would have done a tent and reset situation, but you know, Spellzapp is playing the game plan. And that might involve killing Astos for the early magic charges.
Also, very possible. He can buff himself up with those. Probably gonna take his way down to Marsh, grab all his goodies.
Because yeah, the levels that you would get off of Astos are going to help with warp charges specifically.
Absolutely, and you definitely would prefer to warp out as opposed to walk out.
Rubes picks up the Fire 3 at level 4.
I don't hate it. I mean, it's great against metal slimes, any undead, lich, if he puts up a fight.
Right, we're getting the crystal check. Crystal check very helpful in the way that Rubes set it up with a save scum to get out if it's worthless. But if this is your tail, we have a canal, we have a ship, we can go promote.
That's true, and at this point, we know where the ribbon and the ruse are already off the list. So the only things that are left are your opal, your vorpal, your excal, your tail. So,
and the power bonk.
And the power, which again, he probably would like that too.
Yeah, but I mean, there's always the question of is it a priority now versus the speed to get it? And here's the tail.
Well,
we're keeping that. We take those.
Yep, that's a priority. That might not be a priority, but it is definitely nice to see.
I think it's a priority. I'd beeline down there and slap that ice forearm on the thief immediately.
Oh, he's got it for sure. And if he has it, he's beelining it down. But I mean, the fact he didn't have to search for it, fantastic.
Yeah.
Spellzapp, meanwhile, has cleared out the attic and is heading back down.
Housing prices are a little steep for this early game as well. That was a notable thing. The house being a little over 4,000, I think 4,300.
I think you're right, yeah.
That discourages certain play patterns, like, you know, using the warps to get out of attic, because you'd want a house after that so that you could get back out of here early. And yeah, that's just not a thing that's going to happen.
No. Rubes, meanwhile, will give us our look at what is in the adamant chest. And Rubes, once again, letting the Hooray Dwarf do his thing. Picks up a...
Vanilla Vorpal.
I'm still Team Vorpal, but if there's a katana with a positive modifier on it, sorry, Vorpal.
A katana with a -2 is, to me, still better than a vanilla Vorpal.
I would have normally agreed, but the Vorpal has saved me in a couple of seeds, so hard call. But yes, I would prefer a katana if I get one.
It's just the extra base attack to me, but you know, it's all a runner's preference, and we haven't seen the katana yet. I don't think the katana can roll -2 in this flag set. I think it's -1 to +6.
I believe you are.
-1 to +5.
I've seen. Yeah. They say your math. That Fizzlebeef says your math checks. You took the risk and did. You did math on Twitch. I commend you. I'm not doing that. That's why I said, yeah, I'm sure you're fine.
So I did note a gold +4, and I think it was about 19k, 20k, something like that, in our shop at Melmond.
That's not too bad. And there's your lock 2 right there, so you know where that is.
Lock 2 level 5 is a little higher than I want it to be, but, you know.
The rest of the magic at level 5 didn't look like it was anything to write home about. You had Bane, Stun, and Ice 2. I mean, if those are your options, I'd take the Lock 2. And
Lock
Bane is a backup strat.
Lock 2 is fine. The point is the levels, and at the same time, like, how likely is the Black Mage to survive Topher unless we get real levels on it? There's a lot of questions.
3 to 1 odds against, I'll tell you that much. He's not going to live that long. He never does. Oh, there's our canoe. Wow. So, history dictates if there's an early canoe, there's going to be a late floater.
I mean, we've seen it kind of both ways.
We have.
But that canoe is very important, potentially. We've had seeds this tournament where we didn't need the canoe. That has been a thing.
Yes. There have been a few seats where you did not need it. You could get all your shards from Ice, Sky, Earth, Sea, and Sky, and any other spots you could get across.
The really awkward part with that is if your last location that you were going through is Sky, and then you have to land at the Provoca North dock and then walk all the way over.
Yeah,
it's painful, but it's still faster than sailing all the way around everything.
Absolutely, it is. Meanwhile, I see that Sarda is keeping the tradition alive of having nothing worth your time. It was a lot of money. He was definitely saving his money for something, but it's not what Rubes is looking for.
Yeah, I understand. Does he have enough to use the inn? He does. Okay.
He does. he's got that at least. So, Spellzapp getting his tail.
And Rubes headed right into Earth with that rod in hand.
I mean, you've already cleared Sarda. You did Titans. You might as well do a full clear of the Melmond area and never come back here again.
Yeah, I know that we have the ice armor +4, and man, I want to put that on, and I want to be at any better weapon onto the thief.
Yeah.
Saber +5 on Spellzapp's side, pretty good. I think it's still a Silver Dagger on Rubes' side.
Well, Spellzapp now has the opportunity. He can go and get his promotion, and he has the... He does have the Vorpal if he wants to use it.
The Vorpal at this stage of the game is a very solid weapon compared to that saber.
Absolutely, I'd be switching over quite quickly. You might as well go to Melmond. You're on your way there. Translate your slab, sure. No, Rube's not having a great time with these cobras. At least Lock 2 was cheap. It was less than 2,000.
That does help.
Oh, we're back in the ship. I think we heading south?
Yeah, that's a
Yep.
promotion happening.
Absolutely.
So I think from a standpoint of exploration, Rubes is slightly ahead for having the more efficient check through dwarf. Has the canoe in hand already. That was a black shirt plus 4 by the looks of it. There's our loot.
And our loot. Yeah, I would agree.
Important.
Oh, absolutely. I would very much agree. Yeah, Rubes has done more exploration. He has a really efficient dwarves. He's got Sarda. He's got Titans all done. He's punching his way through Earth.
That was a marked box. We have our X.
There is our Warmech. Not required. And I highly doubt he's going to touch it right now.
That's suspicious.
Yeah, he's warping. The only reason I could think that he would warp out and do that is because he wants to preserve the loot.
Because he plans to take the Warmech.
Because he plans to take the Warmech. Yeah, it's early, but ooh man, he does have. But he's got the ruse. He's got the defense sword. He's
the ribbon, the defense sword, the temper on the black mage.
Yeah,
there are tools here.
There are, but
do I believe in them? No. Okay, he's walking by.
Okay, no. Okay, he's not going to do it right now. Now, Spellzapp is going to come in the same situation, but with a Vorpal equipped. Does he decide he wants to do it?
That's a hard sell right now. There's just not enough meat on these bones.
Oh no, I personally would not be doing that right now, in no way, shape, or form.
We got a mage stick for Rubes on the first chest of Earth 3.
You do like seeing that, though. I do like a good mage stick.
It is quite handy.
Especially in that situation. Yep. And there's where it comes in handy. Spellzapp, meanwhile, going to go find out that Sarda has been saving his pocket change for a good long time and wants to give it to you.
I think ultimately Sarda has been playing the stock market.
Ooh, there you go. Question chat for how the race is going. Give you a recap. Rubes has, I'd say, a little bit of a lead on Spellzapp just for exploration. They both have the option to promote. Spellzapp has promoted, so he is now swinging a beautiful Vorpal. Well, I think Rubes still has a silver dagger +2, I believe.
Yeah, and at this point, the other thing in Rube's pocket is having both the black shirt and the mage stick available. Procate +6, very good shield for our mage or our thief.
Both are acceptable. Spellzapp, meanwhile, is not going towards Earth.
I can see lots of different options. Oh, Black Mage is dead.
Yeah, yep. There's the reason why he's got a dead Black Mage. He's going to go pick that back up. Although, I mean, he has the canoe. He could go to Crescent, Volcano, and Ice if he so desired. He might go to Crescent to revive and do the check at the same time.
I like it. I like the possibility of doing something besides Earth.
Yep.
I think the problem I have is the longer you delay Earth, the less you want to do it. Spellzapp forgetting he has the canoe.
Yeah, I was about to say, Spellzapp, you got the canoe, bud. You can just punch your way through. All right, so we got the herb is also popped out of Earth. Cash.
And a floater.
Oh, no.
Oh, buddy. That's a bad sign.
Yeah, that's you don't want to see that. Meanwhile, level 6 magic, not so good.
Saber, but not great because you want that on the ninja. Iron armor. Hooray.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Another Procate +6. Well, Rube's got the equipment now, I'd say. Except for the weapons.
Yeah, so the weapon situation can be remedied. We know where the Masa is. We know that we need some tools to do that still.
Mm-hmm.
The floater and canoe combo is going to give us all the tools we could possibly want.
Absolutely.
We're going to get our promotion with that. It's going to be just fine.
Oh, he'll promote, check the cardia boxes, looking for... You could find your katana in there. You'll find some shards.
We already have the bottle and a translated slab on Rube's side.
Yep, he's got a lot of options. Meanwhile, Spellzapp is diving Volcano. Unfortunately... Now, we haven't found Key yet either, so...
Key is obviously essential, but it is at the same time not immediately useful.
No. Meanwhile,
Like,
I see a Lich.
we know where our important progression tools are, and they aren't here.
Absolutely. No, they are definitely not here. Well, there goes Lich, and Rubes gets his extra 2 shards for killing the Fiend, and away we go.
Level 10 on Rube's side.
Well, I think it's clear where he's headed next. Ooh, Cube out of Volcano. Useful, but not progression, and not what we want. A lot of shards, though.
Yeah, some good shard action coming out. That's nice. We are going to warp out and house by the looks. Or just cabin? Okay.
Chat calling for Key and Mirage. That would be... Or Key and Ice. There's a couple of things here. Very interesting to see where it ends up. Rubes, meanwhile, it looks like... Pop down here and raise an airship from the Yurkan Desert. No, Ale. We don't go to ordeals. Never ordeals.
This flag set was purposefully designed to make ordeals feel like a terrible play every time.
Yep. It is a incredibly high-risk play. If it is correct, it's a huge reward. That's a light axe +4. There is nothing wrong with that.
That is a very solid weapon. Alright. Zap is housed and is going back on his way. Rubes catching up on the Crescent Lake nonsense. It's nonsense for sure.
Oh, yep, there's nothing here that is worth your time. Good sir. Unfortunately. Now, if this was Confused Old Men, that's always worth your time.
Alright. Where does Rubes head right now? I want to see him promote. He's going to grab magic?
He's saving. Oh, he has the herb. Ooh, Spellzapp.
For Spellzapp. So we have our 2 ribbons. We no longer care about ribbons. That is an XL +3 we really don't care about on Rube's side.
Nope, but it's a great item to sell if you ever need some cash.
Now it's time to check Astos.
So that's Rube's stick, we know that. So Spellzapp Rubes, eliminating many possibilities. Finds himself a red D. Swing, swing. Goodbye, red D. Level 9 on Spellzapp's side. Not exactly what I'd be happy to go see Carrie with.
You've got 2 ribbons, and you have 2 ruse items.
True.
Like, I'm very...
Never mind.
Sword +5.
Yep, never mind. Now you're good. Now you have the offense that you need.
Yeah, that's some real attack power there.
That's an endgame weapon. You prefer the katana, but if you don't find it, that sun +5 that'll do work.
Sure enough.
Meanwhile,
Rubes checking the swampy Cardia first. Finds nothing.
Womp womp. Let's see what we got in. Oh, that's
that
it.
is the item portion of Go Mode for Rubes. So now it's Shard o'clock.
Yep, he's just looking for shards at this point.
Shards and levels, I suppose.
Definitely levels. Well, found a shard. And another ribbon. So he doesn't care about ribbons anymore either. Well, the seed giveth.
Alright, now Rubes will go promote.
Yes, and Spellzapp is pulling up to our favorite Aggie, which is dead. Finds a shard, walks away.
Yeah, it's a little early to try to take extra levels here.
Absolutely.
I don't think that taking extra levels here is really Spellzapp style anyway.
No, I don't think he would be hanging around long enough to do any real grinding of any type. Not going to bother with the red D chest.
It takes a long time to get to the red D chest.
It does. So here we go. We're going to use our fast, use our defense sword, so that makes the ninja pretty much, without a crit, he ain't getting hit.
Probably.
Well, 2 defense swords is going to...
It's not full cap.
No, it's not. Ink, that's not going to do anything.
6 hits, 578.
Yeah, that's... Good. Goodbye, Carrie. We hardly knew ye. Meanwhile...
Quad X.
Yes, Rubes is taking Quad X at level 7. You'd like to see that. Not going to check level 8. Probably not thinking he'll have the charges for it. But getting...
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, that's not bad. Spellzapp, looks like time for ice. He's got warp, so it'll be a quick single run through.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna... I don't hate it either. We know he's not gonna find what he needs. But it's information.
It is. It's probably shards. It's gonna be a couple levels. You know, it's just what I don't like is we're doing ice when we don't have the floater, and I know that that's like more of a standard-ish flag sort of thing. There's power bonk from the finish, man.
Yep, definitely picking that up.
The issue I have with it is you've got all of those rivers to canoe your way through, and you could instead be doing something else, anything else, please, just anywhere.
True. Ice with a floater doesn't feel nearly as bad. Ice without a floater, the river system, you can end up with a 9-pack of Caribs that all have a script that just want to do something stupid like ink. And they're not dangerous, but the time sink is just ridiculous. Meanwhile, Spellzapp finding unrunnable images.
The unrunnable images being particularly painful because Spellzapp did not pick up Fire 3, and therefore is relying on the Light Axe Harm and Ice 3 to try to deal with these threats. Not the greatest.
And they're unrunnable, which makes it all the worst.
Alright, Rubes going into Volcano. Retreading the steps we've seen from Spellzapp already.
Yep, he will grab a ton of shards and the cube.
Cube being the real prize here.
Absolutely, he definitely would love to see that. At this point, we do need Cube or Oxyel to pop into another major Fiend dungeon. Let's see, we got Cabin, Coral, and Shard.
The Coral Sword has already passed its prime, given the promotion and the Sun +5. And,
Yep.
It's just not great.
No, it's not useful in the slightest. 2 shards though, that's useful.
Classic Gamer calling out that Chime or Oxyale in the red D chest would be absolutely horrible for Spellzapp. And yeah, I don't know the likelihood of it, but yeah, it would be pretty terrible.
It would be. The odds are definitely in Spellzapp's favor that the chest is a bust, just with the number of chests left to check. But that's one thing about this flag set, you don't like leaving chests behind, because it's the one that will burn you.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Absolutely, we have. So what do we got? Now heal pot.
Yeah, that 6-pack of chests is very worthless from what I saw.
Yep, nothing worth your time in there. Heal money and a heal helmet. Nothing great at all. So far, Ice is, other than the 3 shards that Spellzapp has picked up, has been a complete bust.
Yeah, this is not great. Bane Sword? Okay.
Okay. But no key item, no progression, nothing. It's a...
At least the Bane Sword is marginally useful for some combats. It's fine.
You could try a cheeky Bane strat on Tia 2.
Or Tia 1, or Kraken.
Yeah, all acceptable.
We are getting to the point, however, that ninja is going to start hitting pretty decent. I saw about, level 11, level 12, something like that on Spellzapp's side.
Yep.
On the back of those unrunnables.
Yeah. So... Spellzapp now is going to have to come to the inevitable conclusion that he's got to go to Earth.
Or could continue fading Earth to go to Ordeals and Waterfall and not find things, unfortunately.
I really hope that Ordeals is just not on the menu.
That would be the preference.
No one likes Ordeals. Rubes is going to go up here, find a bunch of stuff he doesn't care about. But he will find that Sun Sword, and he will like seeing that. You could do Marshlock first, but unfortunately Spellzapp has no key.
Yeah, the key being in Cardia, so it's behind the floater in Earth.
Yeah. So the Earth is the play that you have to make. It holds all the progression. Meanwhile, Rubes still making quick work of Volcano. That back on the high seas. Although I think I got a quick look at Spellzapp's shard count. I think he's at 12 right now, it appears. Maybe 11. I might have miscounted. These runners are very fast on the menuing, I'll say that much.
They are both champion quality runners.
No question about that.
Big in tournaments.
Alright, Spellzapp is heading into Earth. He will find what he needs eventually. Now, if you're Spellzapp and you have a feeling that you may be behind, do you take the gamble and go for the War Mech chest?
Honestly, I would be willing with the levels that Spellzapp has and the number of shards and, the XP gain that it has. But it's really hard to justify it if you grabbed the loot room first and then you saw the Masa.
Yes. I did get a chance to take a look at Rube's count. He is at 13. So that's... And confirmed by Wildham, so I got it right.
Shoutouts to Wildham, who was doing our tracking today.
Absolutely. Keeping us honest. Alright, Spellzapp. Where are we go? What are we doing here? We're gonna go low first? Okay.
Low first is, I think, the slightly faster step count wise, so
it is.
I like that.
So he's definitely seen the Xbox. He's
We're looking at it.
Yeah, we're taking it. We're gonna take it. Defense sword comes out. We're gonna fast.
That
Oh
is an opening nuke. That's
nope,
a hard no.
nope. Sorry. That's
Ooh, well,
good.
that is information.
That is, but nope. Goodbye.
And so my hope is that in walking this way, we're okay. We're gonna go get the loot. We're
You'll
gonna
be happy to see that at least. Nice consolation prize and the black shirt, which he can use. So, yeah, you hate to see it. But you do now know that one nuke is out of the pool.
Yeah, that's your consolation prize.
It's a harsh consolation prize. It's certainly not what you were looking for.
Realistically, Spellzapp didn't lose much by doing it.
No, that was what I was about to say. I mean, realistically, all he did was gain a little bit of knowledge and make it very entertaining for all of us and the viewers.
Indeed. All right, we're getting a check on Northwest locked.
Crabcake's making a very good point in chat. Because Warmech is guarding Tia, Spellzapp now has the information knowing that it will open with nuke. Or it could potentially open with nuke.
That is true.
That is very true, and Rubes does not know this as he looked at the chest and said, I can't kill that, and left. But he is checking the key locks.
Yep.
So, Thor hammer, there you go.
Thor +5, man. Really wishing for that improved Thor hammer anywhere ever.
It's funny. I believe both our owners were talking about improved Thor hammer in the race room before the race even started.
Well, I mean, I think I mentioned it, but there was talk about improved cat claw, like different blurses, because while the blursing to the agility is nice, and the MDEF was a little bit helpful on the thief and all that, the the big ticket items just didn't show up this seed, and
no,
that's kind of sad.
Well, the big ticket item only showed up on your black belt with the plus 10% hit and the hurt dragon.
That's true.
And that's I mean, the white mage had a plus invis, and the red mage had plus fast. So, I mean, they did show up, just not on the two classes that you ended up rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do? I mean, that's the FFR giveth and FFR taketh away.
It's true.
Meanwhile, Rubes is going to be checking the Topher lock chest. That is... Oh!
Katana +5.
Well, goodbye, Sun Sword. You are obsolete.
Replaced.
Well, now I'd say Rubes is just going to go hunting for as many shards as he can find. Because he has good weapon, good armor. He's set. He's got the defense sword, he's got the power bonk, he's got the rue stick if he wants to have his black mage use it.
Yeah, this is just a race for shards and levels at this point for Rubes. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, that Katana +5 is so big.
Gonna pick up some magic. I like it. Do it now, so you don't have to go running around at Topher.
I did notice that Rubes had picked up Fire 3 on the Ninja already, so that's good as well.
He did. But picking up Lock and Fast on the Ninja, also a big help.
And the lock onto the Black Mage as well.
Yep. Meanwhile, Spellzapp is level 15 on his side from what I've seen. Oh, Rubes is going ice. Okay, well, we know there's not much here. There are, I think, three shards total, which would give him... he'd be at 22, which is pretty good. Meanwhile, that Sun Sword just made quick work of that speed bump.
Yep, sure did.
Ooh. And the unrunnable arachnids. Unfortunately, though it is a Danny seed, the arachnids did not roll anything horrendous this time.
I mean, unrunnable is bad enough.
Bad enough, yes. There's no question about that. Alright, so Spellzapp, I think we'll be making a beeline for the Ryukon Desert.
This is true, and I want to point out that no matter how much we may feel like Rubes has a pretty substantial lead, having already found the key, all of that, Spellzapp is a really top tier runner. And, any slip ups, any bad experience in a dungeon, this race is still razor close. Until we actually see Chaos fall, I'm not calling anything.
Absolutely not. And you got to think that Rubes is now doing ice, which Spellzapp has already done. So Spellzapp is going to start making up time here.
At least a little bit.
Not a lot, but enough that it may be able to close the gap. If he checks the Cardias, which it's a proxy play, and then pops over to Waterfall, Spellzapp could take a bit of a lead.
And, I mean, here's just a little bit of cleanup. We're going to get our really sad Excal.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Spellzapp is thinking, what am I going to do with this? Goodbye. Thank you for nothing. Probably check the bottle.
Yeah, this looks like a bottle check. And tracker indicates that we have already translated a slab on Spellzapp's side. That will get us the power bonk. And I think this is the opal bracelet, right?
This was the opal bracelet. I'm going to pop in for some item check. Grab some extra heal pots. He was very low, apparently.
There was a volcano not that long ago. There was an ice not that long ago. There's damage tiles.
Yeah, there is. And did you happen to see what was in level 8 magic? I sure did. Oh, you don't like to see that. There's your Brack. There's your Quake. Brack and the Kraken, probably not this seed.
I'm not too worried about Quake. Spellzapp checking the hard reset and find the T-Rex.
Well, that you like to see.
That is very helpful information right now. It is a little thick. It came in somewhere between probably 750 and 800 HP.
I think you're about right. Yep. Now, if Rubes finds that with his +5 katana, ooh, there's a grind there.
Yeah, and the shard differential is really the biggest thing right now. Yep. Spellzapp needs to make up the shard count. Is doing pretty well on that front.
He's up to 15. So that's really good. Gets his power bonk. He's going to be real happy to see that. Moving some stuff around. Warping out. And away we go again. I could take that fight.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, no, we're going to just hit and run.
That also makes sense. If the ninja kills it in one hit, great. If it doesn't, okay.
Yep, move on. Alright, so. Yeah, definitely taking that again, though.
Did he save and hard reset with just the right number of steps to get this blue stake? I think he probably did. That seems like an incredibly Spellzapp thing to do.
It does. No question about that. Alright, Spellzapp, where are we off to next?
I'm really hoping Cardia.
So am I, and he's not going south, so... Yep. This looks like a Cardia check. Alright, well this...
Like for a moment it might not have been, but...
Yeah, I was kind of holding my breath there. I was like, is he going to go Waterfall?
That Flame Shield +5 is a good find. I think that Rubes already has that equipped on his ninja.
I believe you are correct. Rubes? Yep, Rubes is going for Marsh Locked. Save outside, it's a quick check. Nothing here is really a threat to you.
Yeah, double ribbons and levels.
Yeah,
equipment. So much equipment.
Yeah, Mage Staff. You have Fire 3 on speed dial. Spellzapp's got his key, so he is a happy man now, I am very certain.
That's, a significant improvement in the mood when you know that you just need your shards at this point.
There is nothing worse than scouring around for a loose key. And the ribbon that he has no use for.
Hooray, third ribbon. I think they both have all three.
They do.
Now you just get to put one on your nun. Or sell it for money or something.
Yeah, you can do that. Unrunnable Uchos. Just an annoyance at this point. Meanwhile, Oops finds nothing in the first trap chest.
The hard part about this marsh locked check to me is you're doing marsh locked on the premise of it's the cue or the chime or the oxio.
Yes.
And that just hurts on a deep spiritual level.
Yeah, it's
especially if it's this chest, right?
Yeah,
like,
the last one. Nope.
And it's not. It's going to be waterfall progression or ordeals. Which, I mean, we got some ordeals fans in the chat.
Oh,
Rubes is headed to ordeals.
Yeah, Rubes is going ordeals. He's got the warp charges though, so I mean,
it's fine. All right. So, in defense of this choice, you don't ever want to double dip on rack.
No, you don't.
I 100% get that, but waterfall is so much faster on average, and if it pays out, you're golden.
Yep, because I mean, it can only be the chime or the oxyale. It has to be one of those two. It could be both on rare occasions. But
there are more chests here.
There are.
9 versus 7.
You beat me to it, but yep, there are more chests in ordeals. But ordeals can take a bit more time if you get stuck in the maze. But he has warp, so it doesn't... And there's Spellzapp finding his katana, being very pleased with that, I'm sure.
I don't think that Spellzapp could be any happier on the weapon front.
Nope.
Especially knowing what he knows about the war mech guarding the Masa and all that. You know, this is, you know, if I'm in Spellzapp's shoes, I feel like things are turning around after a slow start. We do get the chime out of ordeals.
But that... If there's enough shards that he doesn't have to go to Tia...
Which is very likely, you know, and there's another shard to the cause. The only thing that would be funnier here is if this is the Oxyel and it's not. Okay.
Oh, that would be cruel on a whole new level.
So, Azloto, you know what I'm thinking here? You're probably thinking it too in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
We are only looking at a 50% chance of seeing a carbonated bubble tonight.
Yeah.
And that's very sad.
No, I'm not. Now, Rubes did say if he had to go, he would. Rubes is a man of his word, so I trust him. But unfortunately, at this point, it's...
does not seem likely.
It does not, no. Spellzapp, meanwhile, is clearing up the last of his key lock checks. Will he do Marsh?
I hope not.
Doesn't look like it. Not heading in that direction.
This is a buy in spells direction.
Yes, this is I'm going back to Provoca to pick up those spells. I'd like Lock 2 and Fast and all the other fun stuff I really would like to have.
Just Fast.
It's all you really need. I mean, you don't really want to...
+5 is better than a single target damage spell.
Exactly. Don't need, don't want, goodbye.
Poor dragon armor. Will stay in this chest in Mirage forever.
It will indeed. Spellzapp.
Also doing the ordeals play.
I think the pain of double dipping the on-rack continent just hurts so much that I think that they're both just like, you know what? No.
You know what? I gotta respect it, even if it hurts me personally, to say the Bubbles is not likely to be carbonated.
Yeah, we here at as half of the Bubbles Soda Company, we can say that we are saddened by the lack of refreshment that we will have today, but we understand that the runners have to do their thing.
And really, this just helps our sustainable business practices.
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes you need to let the mermaids repopulate.
That's true, because we do use all of the mermaid in our process. So the only thing, though, the only thing I could see happening is if that war mech just is a disaster and just annihilates whoever touches it. But with 24 shards to Rube's name, he just needs to either kill Tia or find 4.
And, call out here as well, between here and a war mech for Rubes, we're in a room with 10 boxes.
Mm-hmm.
There's 18 in Mirage and 34 in Sky? Like, there's plenty of opportunities to get 4 shards.
There absolutely is, without having to deal with Tia.
And another worthwhile shout out is that while Rubes has not checked encounter tiles or anything like that, Spellzapp knows where to get levels.
He does.
That T-Rex grind is real, as soon as he buys some more housing.
Yes. So, it also should point out that Rubes checked the entire greater than less than and didn't find a single shard.
Yeah, that is notable. But, alright, if we're thinking about bulk checks, we're going to check left and right here.
Yep.
We'll probably skip Bane Sword Chest because it's not a key item, right?
Correct.
There's 1. There's 2.
2.
Alright, we're halfway there. We've got Warp. We're going to go check left. The worst feeling is you warp on this floor, you go back, and you accidentally walk left or right when you walk through the port.
Yep, done that
before. One more
before.
shard.
Yeah, he needs one last one.
Now, in this position, I'm going up to the top floor. I'm going to check CC's Gambit. I'm going to check Six Pack. I'm going to check Greed.
Absolutely.
And the first shard I find, I'm out.
Yeah, I am avoiding the spider floor. It's a nightmare. I'm not dealing with it.
22 on Rube's side across the board, which is still a little low for this party. I think, we need a little bit more thickness on these guys.
Yeah. This is... Now, the metal slimes will help. A bigger pack would be nice, but you'll take 4.
That, decent experience off of that.
Alright, so Spellzapp grabbing everything he can. He's now at 23. He will not get anything out of the greater than less than room. Oh, and I see a miscue on the warp for Rubes. Oops.
Yeah, sometimes it happens.
We've all been there. So, Spellzapp will check greater than less than, and then he will head upstairs. But he is still a few shards short. And he knows what Warmech has, and probably does not want to go anywhere near that thing again.
Yeah, and so, alright, so Wild MR Tracker showing 23 shards on Spellzapp's side to the 27 on Rube's side.
Ooh, oops, you might want that. No, you don't need it.
No. We've got defense.
Yeah,
and,
I keep forgetting that we only have a two party members, and yeah, and we don't
let me
need
check
it.
the greed chests first.
And nothing.
Nope.
So he's got 6 checks for 1 shard.
Yeah.
The odds are in his favor.
Pretty decently.
And Rubes is out of warp charges. Ah, look at
There's
that.
the Oxy!
How cheeky. And there's his last shard.
So, is this a walk out or a walk through? If it's a walk through, we have a problem. We're doing a walk out.
No, I do not blame him for this. He knows Warmech is standing there. He's probably still a bit concerned about levels. Because like you said, he's not there yet. I'd take this fight, though, absolutely.
Suddenly, I'm very skeptical about taking a Blue D fight.
Yeah, that Blue D is actually, yeah. Okay, but he made her through. Spellzapp, meanwhile.
Taking levels.
And looks like he's trying to... Yep, he got it on the first shot.
Nice. Except for the part where this T-Rex
is...
Yeah. Ooh, boy.
Ooh, that's...
Zap, did you buy housing?
Yeah, he's got...
Oh, he's got cabins for days. Okay.
He's got cabins, which, to be fair, I... Switching to the Dragon Sword.
Swaps to the Dragon Sword. Makes sense.
I like it. It's the extra damage will help. Big time. So, if this is the way that it's going to go down, Rubes is probably going to make his dive as soon as he gets there. Spellzapp's going to take some levels. If Topher is rough, this could come down to Spellzapp spending the time to take the levels. But at 58, say 58-10, we are in Topher.
This is a spooky Topher to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns. We haven't seen a lot of like really bad scripts or bad abilities.
We're taking levels in Topher 3. If we're actually expending Fire 3 charges, we're taking fights here. And this is probably going to be a warp out after. So this isn't a real dive, and I can respect that.
Yeah, I mean, I have used Topher as a great grind spot too when I know my levels aren't great. Spellzapp does have the easier time, though. All he's got to do is house up, hard reset, walk around for a few seconds, and boom. He's in a blue stake tile with a dragon sword that's pretty much 2 turns dead.
Yeah, this is a very reasonable grind for Zapp. And, I mean, he's still got to get shards.
He does.
Now, the question is he planning at this point, rather than going through chests, to go through that nuke first turn mech into Tia?
That was my thought, because he's at 24 right now. He knows if he kills Tia, he's just straight shot.
Rubes is not going for the grind.
Well, Rubes might want
going to leave.
Yeah, Rubes, I was going to say, Rubes might be going for the exit. He's not.
What? Rubes.
Okay. He's good. It's an unrunnable phantom, and he's gonna one-man it.
Okay.
I respect the play, but
this could be an info dive. It feels a little premature.
Well, for me, you spent the time in Topher to get a couple of levels. You're gonna lose them if this turns into a bad. I mean, he does have the ribbon. He does have the, he's got his evasion. He's got his power bonk. He's got fast. Does he need the Black Wizard? It's a high risk play, no question. Meanwhile, Spellzapp diving back into Mirage with the Black Mage still dead. He's going speed and power at this point.
This is a hard sell for me on Rubes' side. On Spellzapp's side,
yeah,
I understand the play. It's going to get the levels, assuming you live through the fight.
Yeah,
you're gonna feel real safe.
If you manage to get out of this, killing the Warmech, you will be very safe for whatever comes next, for sure. Meanwhile, we got a Lich who's just swinging. And swinging to the ground. Goodbye. One Fiend down, but let's face facts here. Lich is never going to be your gatekeeper. Taking the Agamas, though, I don't hate it.
It's a big pack, and I mean,
single target XP.
This might be the adaptation that gets you through the Topher, right?
Absolutely. Spellzapp, meanwhile, I assume he's fading everything. He's going straight for the Warmech.
Makes sense.
It does.
What we were seeing.
He's got...
We're getting a little bit of bonus runaround in the maze. Is that what I just saw?
Yeah, that is exactly what you saw.
Sometimes you need to get your step counter up, and that's just how it is.
That's true. All right, onto the Bridge of Destiny. We know that Warmech isn't going to pop here.
Because Warmech is standing at the end of it.
He is indeed. Ooh, unrunnable slimes, but you get the Mage Stick, so...
Yeah, Mage Stick, fine.
Oof,
34 for Rubes. That's almost where Spellzapp is at with that ninja.
Yeah, he's managed to make up several levels. Gonna fast, we get one defense out. Carry gonna swing, not gonna hit nothing but air. Blizzard, who cares? You got the ribbon. I just saw Spellzapp's at 37 on his side. Ooh, that's a dead Gary. That is a dead Gary.
480 health is not the worst thing to see on a ninja.
Not at all.
Like, it's enough for Anuk and, errant punch, perhaps.
Here we go. Defense sword comes out. Wormack nukes. Bit of a low roll. Defense sword comes out again. Wormack swing. Miss. Slow tooth. Thankfully, that did not land. He's got the fast, but still, you don't want to see it.
Inferno, chip damage, kind of. It's scary chip damage.
Yeah, you don't want to see it in case Wormack comes out with something worse. But Wormack is down on Spellzapp's side, and level 40. He's pretty well secure in going to do whatever he wants to do. Meanwhile, Rubes has an unrunnable pack of waters, it appears. Got through them. Good experience, though. 36. I'm going to pull up to our old friend Tia 1. Dark doesn't do anything. Cold won't work. Power up. Swing for the bleachers. Oof.
Whew.
Yep, that's side of the park on that one.
Yep, almost $2,000 for 12 hits.
Level 41. Yeah, Spellzapp is not going to run into many issues in Topher at that level. But we have Kraken too. Let's see if Kraken's going to be a pain. Well, he's pretty much evade capped at this point. Well, crits will still make it, but Kraken is swingy.
Little scary,
Yeah.
Lots of tentacles means lots of chances to crit.
Yeah, but so far he's missed every one, and that's an RNG loop. He had him stuck. He had 11 hits at 580, 11 hits at 580, 11. He stuck him in an RNG loop.
That's way better than yours.
Okay, I knew that was coming. Yes, it is way better than mine, no question. But that's a very good RNG loop, because if Kraken did have something, you didn't see it, and you never would.
The Cure 4 is gone. It is on TO2, and we will not be seeing it again.
No. And Tia just wants to use status ailments. That's not going to do anything. Oof, that
was a hit, but this should take her down. Yep.
Oh, yeah. That's the end of Tia 2. Chaplain, it is rare to see a slot 1 crit loop. It usually appears in 3, but it can happen anywhere. Rubes, meanwhile, at 105.56 is pulling our Chaos. Defense. Oh, nuke the first thing. That's not good. That is not good. Chaos is spell happy, not punch happy.
I'm very scared. All of this.
Oh! Chaos is fast now. Not that. Oh dear. Drink strat.
Yep, drink strats.
You need to get
I'm
up
on
because
board. Like you can't let yourself die to lit 2 and fire 2 and whatnot. Like it's very important to live through that.
Taking a swing. Chaos is going to swing back. Ooh, that's a big hit. Ooh, but that ice 2 is going to take it a little low. Zap ain't going to do nothing. Rubes might have it. Not yet. And that's it. That's a terminated Chaos. Get your GGs out in chat for Rubes, our winner tonight, with an official racetime.gg of 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 46 seconds. That was a very entertaining race, to say the least. That was,
yeah.
The gap there was not very large at. See if we can.
Rubes is currently in the setup room and has joined us here. GG Rubes, welcome to the booth.
GG Rubes, good race, good race.
GG, that Chaos was scary.
I can hear your pulse.
Yes, we can feel the stress slowly leaving.
I don't think that's ever gonna leave after that opening 370 some nuke. Oh god.
Well, you got through it.
You did.
So let's talk about some of the interesting things in this seed. So no sweeper provoca. That's always a great
Nope.
start.
Mhm.
Completely loaded marsh, except for the locks. That's kind of funny.
Mhm.
Actually getting in the sky.
Mhm.
So
And an earth cave just loaded.
So, all right. Big deciding factor in this seed is you went Earth, and Spellzapp got the canoe and was like volcano, ice. So from then on, it seemed like you had a bit of a lead. It wasn't an insurmountable lead, but it was definitely present. But once you got the floater and you already had the canoe, where'd your thoughts go?
Well, once I got the airship, I figured I would do my turn-ins, try to get find. Well, I don't know what I need to find at that point. Vorpal. I don't think I promoted yet, so I still need to do that. I wanted to find the power bonk. So I wanted to make sure I got ready, and then clear Cardia since those are easy checks, and then hopefully find Chime Oxiel, but unfortunately I didn't. So I did Volcano, got Cube out of there, I think, and then Ice had nuts and shards, I think, and all the key locks had a couple shards, I think, and then even Keylock Marsh had nothing, and so found the ordeals and Waterfall, and I chose ordeals, and I guess that was the right one.
You both chose ordeals, and there's misgivings going to ordeals.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And yet, it was the play that paid. Spellzapp on Chaos does not see as large of a nuke.
But he did see one thing that Rubes did not see. Tia had Cure 4.
Rubes saw that.
Yeah, she had it really early, so
that's the difference. Spellzapp saw it later.
Yeah.
But Spellzapp in a much better position. That nuke just not doing the same amount of damage that it did to Rubes. And that's it. Terminated on Spellzapp side at a race time.gg of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 40 seconds. See if we can get him up in here.
So let's talk the levels in Topher. So I initially thought you were going to do a little bit of a Topher 3 grind and then warp out and get your charges back. Welcome to Spellzapp, GG.
GG Spellzapp.
GG Spellzapp.
So I thought that you were going to warp out after that, and then the Phantom takes out your Black Mage, and you decide to press on.
Yep.
How concerned are you at that point as you're going further in?
Oh, I know that anything could happen because ninjas are definitely susceptible to high rolled nukes and nuclears. I didn't see any nuclears, but I was like, well, I know Spellzapp, the caliber runner is. I don't have time to just restart. I gotta go and hope for the best. And I was like, I'll get a bunch of levels on the way down because those fights are gonna give 20, 30,000 XP. Some of them. Just felt like I had to run with it. I didn't feel good about warping out.
I hear you.
I do not blame you on that.
So Spellzapp, again, GG's. How are you feeling?
I feel all right. I mean, I felt decent when I got the ordeals kind of check, but you need a lot of levels on this, so I felt like I had to grind. But I figured I may have been behind, so I was kind of hoping on a wipe at that point.
Yeah, the late floater for you was, I think, the biggest differentiator.
Mhm.
How was your mentality when you found that floater? It was around like 47 minutes, I want to say.
Yeah, it was definitely later than I usually get to here. Yeah, I mean, I knew I had to go, but there's still a lot left to do, so it's like you can't really rush. So you still need power bonk, you still need to do all your turn-ins, you still need a key at the point, and we still needed Oxyale or Chime. So I didn't want to go to Waterfall without Oxyale, so I just went to Ordeals, and that worked out at least.
That was the play that both of you made, and it was rather entertaining. I know Rubes saw it, but the Oxyale was in the 6-pack on Sky 3.
Yeah, I mean, like at that point, I was like, well, I got everything I need to get the shards, so might as well just go grind. And I knew I needed to kill a war mech with turn 1 nuke, so I had to get some levels.
That was another thing that Rubes didn't see.
Yes, I was going to say, Rubes did not see the turn 1 nuke war mech, but you did get that really great T-Rex grind off the hard reset. That pretty much propelled you into the stratosphere.
Yeah, I mean, the early first run was decently long, so it wasn't as fast as I would have liked, but it was definitely a lot of XP in a short amount of time.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely didn't feel like I had the levels to take on Warmech, so I was just like, I'll do the coward's way, and I guess I was right.
Yeah, well, that turn 1 nuke was a very nasty surprise. That is for sure.
All right,
So-
well, looking ahead at our bracket, Rubes moving on into the upper bracket, round 5, will be facing a very tentative, we don't know yet, the results of Fryteeth versus HerVB, and whoever wins that match goes up against Galario Rex to determine who goes up against Rubes. Rubes, how do you feel about that slate of potential opponents?
It's a gauntlet. No matter what happens, win or lose, it's rough. I mean, you gotta play your best, because any one of them can just have a great day, and or you can have a bad day, or anything can happen. So you gotta basically show up every time with everybody who's in the tournaments.
Too true.
Yeah. On the flip side, Spellzapp, you will be going up against the winner of Ale versus Woobear. Any thoughts on that side?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be rough. Might end up being Year of the Woobear, so I don't know. Either one of those people I'm afraid of facing, so just got to get lucky from here on out.
If you get Ale, you can probably agree to some really bizarre parties.
Really bizarre anything. I think
true.
Ale's down for pretty much anything.
Ale usually is, and that's usually a very entertaining watch.
Well, I've been dominating the questions here. Oslodo, do you have any other questions for our runners tonight?
Ah, man, you cover pretty much everything. I will say thank you to both for sparing the Hooray Dwarf. I always love to see that. That makes me happy. I'm a bit disappointed that we never got to see a carbonated Bubbles, but so be it.
Sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Both of you had a really good race, very entertaining. Definitely showed a lot of your skills were definitely on display. It's definitely great to see two really, really, really good runners just slog it out.
All right. Well, we'll go on to final thoughts then. Rubes, our winner tonight. Final thoughts.
GG Spellzapp, and thanks to everybody for letting us show off a silly little party like that. And I think we both did pretty well, and it was exciting. And I look forward to seeing all the future races. This has been a great tournament, and glad to still be in, at least for now.
Spellzapp, moving on to lower bracket, but your final thoughts tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I liked the party. We probably had the most use I've ever seen out of Fire 1. GG's going forward, and we'll just try and stay alive in the tournament.
Heck yeah. Oslodo, my partner in the booth tonight, your final thoughts, sir?
I just want to say a big shout out to Wildhand for keeping us honest, keeping the tracking done. I know it's not an easy job, but great work. It's good to see it. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the tournament, the rest of these races. Been a lot of entertainment. There's a lot more to come. If I'm looking at the schedule, I can tell you that tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern over on RPG Limit Break is going to be an upper fourth round, Caleb versus Edgeworth. So that will be a real good, exciting race to see as well. That will determine who takes on Shanigan in the group of 4.
And it looks like you've got your own race against Ravioli tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
I do. I'm a bit nervous. I won't lie to you. That's a rematch of the Duckling Derby from last year, as we were both in the final 4. And that's a great segue to mention, if you like what you see tonight and you want to get involved, head over to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. There you find the randomizer, a link to the Discord, and a link to the wiki. Right after the winter tournament is done, we are going to be starting our Duckling Boot Camp for all the new racers. So if you like what you see and you want to get involved and you think, can I do this? You absolutely can. Just look at, for example, me and Ravioli. We both did it last year. Now we're deep in the winter tournament. So they will teach you all the skills you need to run Final Fantasy Randomizer. Maybe not as good as these two, but pretty good.
I mean, that's up to practice and repetition and all the skills that you build over time.
Oh, and I should mention, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, am I in the presence of a Duckling Dawn?
I am the Duckling Dawn, indeed.
So there you have it.
Indeed, yes. With the Duckling Bootcamp coming up at the end of March, that's me and Luffy DV teaching you all the skills. And that is followed up with the Duck Derby, our tournament for new players. So, again, if you liked what you saw, definitely come check it out. Join the Discord. Go ahead, add that spectator role to get the announcements about upcoming races, as well as the Duckling role if you want to come and learn the randomizer. And with that, I do want to shout out Oslodo for being fantastic co-coms tonight, Wild M on the tracking, Speed Gaming for letting us use their platform. Chat, you're cute. We love you. Thank you for being here. We always appreciate having an audience to show off these fantastic races. Both of our fantastic racers, Rubes and Spellzapp. And with that, have a good night, everybody. We'll catch you later.